All right, all right. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Let me make sure that my mic is working. Uh-oh. Continue broadcast. Let's make sure we're on the right mic. Cool, cool. And let's switch screens to the right place. Application. Yep, this is where we want to be, I think. Yep, this is where we want to be. All right, perfect. What's going on, guys? So we're gonna have some fun tonight. Just in case you're here for one of my cryptocurrency Bitcoins live session for the first time, make sure that you have access to this page. Is This page is olatalks.com/bitcoins. Okay, that's where you want to go. Okay, on this page you'll see a little bit of a background to my strategy. Okay, and why I use my strategy. So it's not just my strategy. So you get to see the what, the why, the whatnot, the why, the whatnot, the how. You know exactly how I do what I do. If you think what I'm giving you here is much value to you, I would appreciate it if you use my banner to log into Coinbase if you want to start investing in Bitcoins. So they give you free $10 worth of Bitcoins. I get free $10 worth of Bitcoins just for doing what I'm doing. So I would that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. I don't know. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be doing this broadcast. So I don't know when you're watching this. You could be watching this later. You could be watching it later. Doesn't matter, you know. Um, but this is the guide that I use. There may be some typos in there. Doesn't matter. You know, again, the idea is right there, how I do it. But before we get into some of the things I want to share with you tonight, I would like to share the numbers up front tonight. Um, this is not primarily what I do. This is just something that I'm like, okay, here's an opportunity here over the next, that's a wave that's going to happen over the next 5 to 10 years. And I want to write it, but I want to write it uh, by, I want to write it with some intelligence. Okay. I want to write it by edging properly against the downside of it. Okay. I want to take advantage of the upside while I edge properly against the downside. There's a major downside to this, okay, and a lot of people are not paying attention to that. But I'm going to share with you my thoughts, okay? I'm not here to give you any financial advice. I'm not licensed to give you financial advice. I'm just sharing with you what I'm doing. So with that spirit in mind, the first place I want to go, I'm logged into my Coinbase right now. I'm going to refresh the dashboard, okay? I'm just going to refresh the dashboard and let's see what we have here. So Bitcoin, that's all within the last minute, just went up by $300, and that's $300 as opposed to, that's $300 as opposed to, with respect to $14,000. So it's not a lot of move on the $14,000 value, right? The value of the asset right now is $14,000, right? So if you know my rules, we pretty much look at the 1 year chart to decide to make any kind of buying or selling decision. The 1 year chart is what we use, but I use all the different charts to see different things, and you will see me do that here on this live session as we go through this session. Okay. All right. So over the last 1 month or so, I think Bitcoin Cash came on Coinbase. So then I started to buy it. Okay. Um, Ethereum. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that's happened over time. Okay, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I haven't been here. And I was gonna be doing it daily. Then I'm like, okay, weekly. I'm like, okay, there's not enough activity going on that would make me want to do it, even not every weekly. Okay, because this is again a long-term play. But once in a while like this, I'll come here. This YouTube channel is primarily for real estate wholesalers and marketers in general, business owners. But so the Bitcoins, cryptocurrency thing will be my first spin into the investment world. But yeah, let's go take a look at what's going on in my portfolio here. As you all know, I started way back, and I'm going to tell you exactly what date I started. This was in mid-January, mid-November. This was exactly around on the 16th or 17th. It was a Friday. I think it was a Friday on the 17th. As a matter of fact, I could go look at one of this, and I'll be able to tell you more. If I go into buy and sell, if I go into more like account, I can look at my activity, my Bitcoin wallet. So okay, so there you go. The first buy was on the 21st. So I started on the 21st. How many weeks ago is that? So let's go back to, we're here in January right now. We're on January 12th. So we've come by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So somewhere around about almost 11 weeks ago. Yep, almost 11 weeks ago, because my first purchase is saying November 21st. No, no, not 11. I counted way too far. I need to count to November 24th. I'm going to count again. So we're in 12th right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, about 7 weeks ago, November. So about 7 weeks ago. So we're 7 to 8 weeks in. Okay, 7 to 8 weeks in since we started. Okay, and essentially what I've been doing is, my strategy is I take $100 every week. $100 is what I can afford to lose every week, and and then it won't be a big deal for me if it went down or up. If the market went up and down, it doesn't matter to me. I can I can let go of $100 in any given week, and that's the idea when you pick how much you want to invest. So as you can see, Bitcoin is trading at, God knows, was trading when I first started on November 21st. Let me see if I can. Okay, there you go. So I purchased this when it was at 8,273. Wow, it's been a long road down here, right? So when it was at 8,273 was when I did my first purchase, right? So, and my last purchase was done on this is, I received a $10 worth of Bitcoin here for somebody signing up here. So thank you very much, whoever that is. I don't even know what that is. Maybe I can tell here. I can't really tell. For John Cardona. But yeah, thank you anyway. So that I think that's probably a Uber driver I had a conversation with. December 29, right? The last purchase was December 29, and this was purchased at 14,000, right? So at one point, let me see, probably around December 11 at 16,000, okay? So I don't know if was that the highest that I purchased so far. Let me see, December 20. No, actually, this was the highest, 18,894. All right. But you see, this is why I say don't dump money, because now I'm well averaged out. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay. So at that time, there was only Bitcoin. There was only Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Litecoin. And since then, Bitcoin Cash was brought to the exchange. The Coinbase started exchanging Bitcoin Cash. So I started buying it. So instead of $31 or $33 on each one, I spread it into 25 on each one, still making me $100. So my strategy is I diversify across all the top coins that Coinbase is supporting. Okay. And I also diversify across time. Okay. So I diversify across time as well as across the actual cryptocurrency underlying asset. Okay, that's my strategy. That's how I stay safe in this game. And yes, some people call it scared money. It's whatever, you know. Some people say scared money don't make money. That's absolutely not true. The best money you can make is when you focus on what you do best, and you can still leverage other things. This is a form of leverage for me. Okay, this is day trading is not what I do best. Day trading involve a lot. No matter how strong you think you are, can involve a lot of emotions, and that's not how I like to live my life. I like to sleep well at night. Okay, So that doesn't mean I can't leverage the system or leverage the whole new movement of cryptocurrency. That's exactly what I'm doing here. So right now I'm going to go under, I want to show you, I'm doing about 40% right now, but instead of telling you, I'll rather just show you. I'm going to go under tools. I think that's the wrong place to go. Let's go under account. Oh, actually, it might have been the right place. Tools, and there's another tab. Okay, here it's called report. Okay, so essentially I have to run a report, okay, and to tell me how much I have put in so far, right? As a matter of fact, let me go here and make sure I'm sharing my whole screen. Let me share my whole screen so you can see everything. Your entire screen is better. There you go. There you go. All right, so you guys should be able to see my entire screen right now. Let me make sure of that. It's always better I make sure of that on my phone because let's see here. All right. Did I go live? I hope so. Yeah, I went live. Let's go live. Go live. Go live. Yeah, says I'm live. Okay, let me close this first. Okay, perfect. You guys can see my screen right now. Even if I bring up another application, you will see my screen right now. Let's see. Yep, you can see everything. Perfect. There you go. That's all I wanted to make sure of. I'll close my calendar. All right, cool. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to open my calendar like that, but oh well. There's nothing crazy on my calendar. Let's make sure of that. Order some other outfit, whatever. Yeah, personal stuff. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna run this new report here. I'm gonna click new report. Right. So the first one I'm gonna run is it's transaction history. Okay. And Bitcoin, I'll just go from top to bottom. Okay. And I go by all history. Okay, because I want to know how much I put in so far. Okay. Show, then I'll click create, and I think I just did that. Yep. So I'm going to do another one, so I know what date is here. I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do this time for Bitcoin. I'm going to say all history, and I'm going to click create again. There you go. I'm going to go for another one. So I'm going to do for each one of the asset that I know I'm in. Okay. The coin, Ethereum, all history, and I'm gonna click create this. Right, 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, and then the next one here, I'm gonna do the last one, which is Litecoin, which hasn't been doing much action, but it's all good. It's too early. This is a 5 to 10 years play, right? So all history, I'm gonna click create. All right, so now I've created 2 new reports. I'm gonna click download, and then it's gonna open into my Excel. Okay, there you go. I have one open right there. And then I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna click download on this one again. And I'm gonna click open. Okay. I'm gonna go back again. I'm gonna click download. See, eventually, hopefully, Coinbase will have a better reporting where we can see all of this without having to download Excel sheets. It's probably a way. I haven't figured it out yet, but here we go. Okay. So this is my Litecoin. Okay. I'm literally going to add this. That's 238 right there. That's 238 for, okay. So essentially, so that's Litecoin is 238. Yeah, Litecoin is 238. So I'm going to go into this other Excel sheet that I have here. where I pretty much had all my investment together, right? So 238 plus, I'll go back here and close this now. That's the transfer total. That's the total I've transferred from my account into buying Litecoin. Don't save. So here I'm going to say, I think this is probably about the same. What is this? Ethereum, ETH. I'm going to click this, and that's 238 as well. I'm going to close it. Don't save. I'm going to go back here. So that's plus 238. This is all the money I've invested in it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just hiding all the money I've invested. This is probably a better way again, but just, you know, let's see here. What is this? Okay, this is Bitcoin. That's 10. That's a $10 bonus. Okay, so I'm gonna click add, and that's 238 as well. And this is Bitcoin. Don't save. I'm gonna go back and add this here as well. And I think there was one more, which will be Bitcoin Cash, which started not too long ago. So we only have $100 in this one. $100. Only 4 weeks, $25 each. 100. And that's the total. So that's my total investment so far, 814. Okay. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go back here and the dashboard. I'm gonna look at what the value of my portfolio is right now. 1,158. That's what it is, 4.45. I don't know if you can see that, but that's it right there. 1,158.45. So 1,158.45. So this is a little Excel sheet that I created. Pretty much what it does, it takes a difference and then it put it on the investment. So the difference is 345 divided by 814 percentage. So I'm 42% in. Okay, this number means nothing. Okay, so that's it right there. 42% in 7 weeks later, 42% in 7 weeks later. In the first week or two, if you've been following me, I showed what you may call it. I showed a 138% return on investment at the time. Okay, but it was too early, and I said in the video, I said, well, it doesn't mean anything. Okay, it's too early, but a 40% in 7 weeks return on investment on money that is pretty much forgotten. Okay, remember that the way I'm doing this, some people call it plainly safe. I don't think it's plainly safe because Bitcoin, cryptocurrency don't necessarily have any kind of historical fundamental backbone for me to say, hey, yeah, it's going to be here. I'm saying it's going to be here because it's still a level of speculation, because I'm saying that technology is just makes too much sense. It's here to stay because of the security, because of the peer-to-peer aspect of it, because I mean, a lot of companies are starting to really adapt and pay attention to it as well too. I mean, you have companies like Microsoft, Tesla, and all these other companies paying attention. People are starting to accept it. Cryptocurrency as a form of payment. It's not going anywhere. Okay, and we're in the middle of a second wave, I believe. Okay, and it's better you take advantage of the second wave, but you should definitely try to avoid approaching it with a gambling spirit, all in the name of scare money, don't make money. Don't do that to yourself. This is going to be very catastrophic when it happens. A lot of people are going to lose money. Chances are you're already losing money right now if you're playing the ICO game, picking up and dumping and dumping and picking up and stuff. If you're playing that game already, chances are you're already losing money. Chances are you can't do a simple math the way I just did and showing you 42% off. If I ask you right now how much up is your portfolio, you probably will not be able to answer me, because you've been all over the place and you're trying to play the catch-up game. You're trying to catch every move. You're trying to catch every cryptocurrency that's moving. um, Chances are you're not counting and you're probably losing money already. And if you're doing that, that's a recipe for disaster. Okay. It'll be too late before you find out. Now, with that being said, can you day trade this thing? I absolutely think you can day trade, and I'm going to give you some ideas. Okay. From my experience from day trading stock options in the past. Again, I don't do that anymore. And I don't like to do that because I like to sleep better at night. Okay. And I think there are better ways to make money. There are better ways to leverage yourself as a human being to make money than to be watching every move, every minute move by the stock market. It's just not the best thing for you to do. Okay, there are better ways to make money. Some people are starting to look at mining. Okay, my take on mining is something I don't quite understand. And if I'm going to get into mining, chances are I'm leaving my whole business that I do on a daily basis already to go. Because I believe that's a full-time gig. It's a full-time, time-consuming gig. And I know people will say, no, it doesn't take much. Take it from me, okay? It is a full-time gig, it's a full-time job. Okay, so if you're not ready to be watching rigs 24/7 and stuff like that, watching computers and then having to chase after yourself in upgrades and things like that, I mean, I have a built computer system here in my office. I can barely keep up with it, much less a bunch of rigs of servers. I don't think it's the best use of my time as an individual. It could be for somebody else. Okay, so with that being said, the only way I can partake, or an average person can partake, or I believe the average person will partake in the move and the second wave of the cryptocurrency craze, is to invest by diversifying across time and across multiple different underlying assets. Okay, and if I were you, I would stay within the top 10 market cap. What do I mean by that? So we're gonna go to coinmarketcap.com, right? And there are a couple of things I want to show you here. This is a very powerful tool, okay? Especially if you want to still trade, if you insist that you must trade, I can respect that. But I'm going to give you some points, okay? I'm going to give you some hints on how you can play it a little bit safer. When I say safer, I don't mean scared. I mean not losing money. The number one rule of investing is to not lose money. The second rule is to obey number one, okay? All right. So I want to give you some tips here on what you need to do. Let's see here. Bum, 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 bum. Cool. So I want to give you some tips on some things you need to do here to give yourself a little bit of a better upside, a better chances of keeping tracking of your money and still being able to take advantage of possibly trading it. Okay, if you're willing to keep up with the numbers. Okay. The problem here is I think a lot of people are not keeping up with their numbers. I know a lot of people are not keeping up with their numbers and they're just using common sense. Oh, it's just common sense, you know? And sadly, if common sense was good enough, everybody will be rich, right? I mean, look at the top of this page right now. You can see this ads all over the place about ICOs, the newest ICOs, what's the newest thing, the newest tokens. You see, like this advertising all over. Everybody's trying to get you into something. They said the newest ICO, it can go up about, oh yeah, it just went up by 350% in the last 3 days. Oh man, how did I miss that? Somebody mentioned it in the group yesterday. How did I miss it, right? I mean, this is such a headache. Like, why would you want to put yourself through that, right? I don't care if it went up 2,000% in the past 48 hours. Number one, I already missed it. Number two, if how would I have known? Oh yeah, there's a way to know. There's this guy that said it. Well, the guy said a bunch of other coins too, right? So let me show you. If you said a bunch of other coins, let me show you how many coins are popping all over the place, right? Let me do this. Okay, I'm gonna say view all. Click view all on everything that's listed here on CoinMarketCap. This is a place you want to pay attention to, especially if you want to be just watching it. So for me, as you know, my strategy is Coinbase. Simply take $100 out of my account every week and spread it across board across 4 different coins. Okay, and then I diversify across assets and as well as across time. And my game is 5 to 10 years play. It's as simple as that. That amount of money every week should be something you're willing to lose. No more than that. Okay. Now, I say that lightly. When I say something you're willing to lose, for me, there's no such money as willing to lose, by the way. Let me just say that right now. The idea of the money you're willing to lose does not exist in my world. Every penny has a job, even if that penny was designed for me to go receive a massage, right? That penny has a job to do in my life, okay? So there's no such thing. Even if I was giving it away, that was a job that penny or that dime was supposed to do. So there's no such thing as any money you're willing to lose. So it's more or less not losing, but any money I'm willing to let go that won't hurt my pocket. Okay, that would not affect everything else that I have going on, especially my income source right now, my cash flow source right now. See, cash is not king. Cash flow is king. Okay. So at the end of the day, all of this stuff cannot become cash flow for you because you're gonna have wins and you're gonna have some losers, right? And if you think every day you're gonna have win, you have something else coming for you, you're gonna lose a lot of money. I guarantee you. How do I know? Well, two companies got shut down last week. Okay, already. Okay, two companies got shut down already last week. Why? I don't know. Some people say it's because they were using MLM as a strategy around it. They were guaranteed, they were making claims. Yeah, that's definitely a good way to call the attention of FCC on yourself, because essentially you're running a Ponzi scheme, right? When when you're just taking money from another person to pay older investors, that's from newer investors to pay older investors. That's the definition of Ponzi scheme, when there's no real product. Some people can argue and say, but there's a real product, the coin. Like, really? Where's the value? The value is all in bubble, right? So now currency, then you can have the argument of the currency, but again, that's you now having to argue with the FTC and the SEC. I don't want to do that. I don't make money arguing with FEC and the SEC, right? Nobody does, right? So, with that being said, there's no such thing as money that you're willing to lose. Money you're willing to let go of, money that you don't need right now, money that's not going to make you panic if the market tanks next week. Yes. For me, that's $100. For some people, I know that's $10 a week. For some people, it's $30. Okay, and you can afford $20 a week. You definitely should be doing this. Okay, you definitely should take advantage of this because again, that's not going to hurt you. Plus, cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology is not going anywhere. We just don't know which coins is going to be around. Okay, but I tell you right now, let's look at how many is on this list. Right. So how many is on this list? Since everybody is throwing coin names all over the place, how many is on this list? See a bunch of question marks already. Okay. At this time, wow, this is crazy. 1,427. The last time I checked, it was 1,386 just a few days ago. The last time I was recording and I checked, it was 1,345. So there's new coins coming everywhere. Everybody is coming up with new ICOs. They're listing them. So how do you know which one is going to make the move? Okay, because by the time you're looking at this number here, it's already happened. Okay, the numbers you're looking at here, this 24-hour move, 1 hour move, 24-hour move, 7 days move, this number's already happened. Okay, so you could go, let's look at the highest one, highest return on investment, right? Or sorry, highest percentage increase, right, in the last 24 hours. This is one. Janus just had a 7,745% increase in 24 hours. Okay, how would you know that this thing was going to be $17 today from wherever it was coming from yesterday, right? How would you know? There's no way for you to know, because just like somebody may have mentioned it in the chat group somewhere, they mentioned other names too. And you probably look at the name, you say the name doesn't look nice. You're not even doing enough research to know what the technology is about. Okay, so you definitely want to be doing research to see what the technology is about. I would do that if I want to play the game I'm about to share with you right now. I would definitely go click on the name. I'll go into the website. Okay, that's what I would do. I will go into the website, performing TLS handshake token. Well, it's not doing it. Let's click on this. It's not going in. It's taking its time. Okay. Wow. So I don't know. Maybe a lot of people are hitting it up to see where it's coming from. Like what kind? Okay, it went from. So to buy one of this, I guess will cost you. Well, it's $17 anyway in US dollars. Okay. All right. So market cap $406 million. Okay. I'll tell you the importance of that in a second here. Okay. Uh, interesting. All right. So yeah. So for more information, see our Bitcoin talk thread. So you want to go here and see what this means. So here is saying, well, I'm trying to see what you just want to come here and know what this thing is about. You want to read about the technology, security, easy to use, the next wallet. So it's a wallet, right? While extremely powerful, makes securing and moving your tokens easy. Okay, so that's the technology. It just moves. It's a wallet that moves tokens. Okay. There may be more to it. You want to just do your research and know what it's about. But anyway, you see, I'm already tired of reading and I'm about to close these pages. And no, I'm not going to be reading like that. I'd rather not read. Okay. Uh, I'd rather read things that has to do with improving my skill sets today. Okay. One of the things that I hate the most is learning curve. I have to do it, but I'd rather do it on things that already have an edge, things that already have equity built in that I know about already. It's easier for me to go through a learning curve than to start learning some kind of language that I don't know. Okay. So I leverage other people like Coinbase in terms of what should I buy. That's why I only buy things on Coinbase because I'm assuming that if they're supporting it, they've done their research, they have to protect people's money because of the FDI insurance on it. So I just leverage that. And could I be wrong? Yes, but that's a whole level above of starting a research from scratch from an ICO that I don't even know who they are, from some strange country somewhere, so don't get me started here. Don't let me become a Trump, and I don't want to be calling a country shithole country right now, okay? Because I definitely would never say that. But you get my point here, right? So let's go back here. So out of 1,400 plus coins, how do you know which one to invest in? Okay. So first of all, first thing first, okay? If you want to trade, you want to pretty much have 5 signals that you want to look at. Okay, we call them signals. Okay, signals mean yes or no. It needs to be discrete, it needs to be straight to the point, it needs to be objective. You need to be objective with yourself about it. There are five signals that you need to have for yourself. Okay, and each one of them can say yes or no. That means yes, buy, no, don't buy. Okay, and you need 3 of those 5 signals to say yes before you go pull the trigger. This is if you want to trade. If you want to trade, so as you can see here, I created a rule. I created 7 rules. If you go to olatalks.com/bitcoins, right? I created 7 rules. Where are they? I think they're here somewhere. Yeah, there's 7 rules. There's a video here where I explain it, and also there's 7 rules right here. And why the 7 rules? Okay. And the 7 rules are essentially like my signals, okay? And that's it. And my signals is, hey, if it's in the highest top 10 market cap, right? Actually, for now, it's the top, in the top 10 essentially, but and supported by Coinbase, right? If it's in that, then I also diversify across coins. I diversify across time, right? That means I don't dump money, which is my number 1 rule. I don't dump money into this thing. I don't dump a lump sum in it because I don't want to get hurt. Okay. So yeah, some people call it scare money, but whatever, again, this is all leverage for me. This is not something I do for a living. If you don't do, if you do not day trade for a living, you should definitely be doing the same thing I'm doing. Okay. If you want to learn day trading, or if you want to, just pay attention to the next things I'm going to be saying here. Because again, the first step, you want to have 5 signals that give you a yes or a no to buy. 3 of 5 signals must be yes before you buy. Okay. And how do you come up with your signals? The signals, if you're familiar with day trading at all, uh, or you've gone through any chart lessons, learning how to draw charts, technical analysis, and things like that, you notice that everything is on signals. And if you go from company to company, everyone has their own different signals. Okay. Everyone has what signals is making them buy, what signal is not making them buy. The idea of the signals is to reduce the amount of emotions, the amount of effect of emotions on your decision making when it comes to buy and selling. That's the idea. You're creating a system so that you're not emotional. Okay. I guarantee you there's a 99.99% chance right now that you're buying and you're selling emotionally. Okay. If you're listening to me. Right, there is, if you're already buying. Okay, now if you are one of those unicorns and you defile what I just said, congratulations to you. Okay, but I can put $2,000 on it that you're buying with emotions and you haven't been tracking how you're doing and you're just hoping to get rich quick here. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to lose money. Okay, because the house always win. How do you get on the side of the house? The way you get on the side of the house is to create a system for yourself. Create a system of signals for yourself. 5 signals, 3 of the signals must be yes before you buy. So does that mean every time you have 3 signals that it says yes, you're going to win? No, it does not mean that. Okay. It does not mean that. But what it means is that on an average across board, when you create those signals, when you count your portfolio at the end of every quarter, you should be in the win. At least at the end of a year, you should be winning. Okay. When you average across board. Okay. The idea is to create a system that only you pretty much follow. Right. You could share it, it's okay. What I can guarantee you is that when you share a system or a system of signals with people, they're not going to use it anyway. Because again, it's in the human nature for greed to take control, the emotions to take control. Okay? It's just in the human nature for the greed to take control. It's not about you. It's not about how strong you are. We're all in the same boat. That's why you must not assume that you know what you're doing. I got this. You must create a system of signals that says buy or sell. So on an average, it may be a lose, all right? But when you have that win is going to be big, and that big will swallow all the losses, and you're winning, okay? And you can day trade like that all day long. Now, here's the thing, okay? The fees for every transaction when you buy and sell, there's a fee attached to that. The place where most people, when we say the house is the one that wins all the time, then one of the best place where they win is the fees. They're charging you, the house is charging you the fees. They're pretty much mining money out of your pocket, right? They're creating money out of thin here by allowing you to buy and sell as you will. Why is it that they? Because that's how they make money. Okay, that's part of how they make money. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, you want to create 5 signals. um 3 signals must win before you buy and sell. Now here's the thing, I'm going to give you one rule that actually should come before the signals. Okay, and that rule should be you must exit first. What do I mean by that? It's an investment, it's an age old ancient investment rule. You should have it means you have a strategy. It means you know where you're going to exit before you enter into a position. Okay, before you enter into a buying position, you should know how you plan to exit. You should have a plan of where you're going to exit. Here's what I mean. Okay, so one of the beautiful things I like about this is that I could go here into Janus here, right? And it's loading from server, and I can literally look at, I can play around with this chart. I'm still learning how to play with this chart, but this chart is telling me that back in June 2017, this thing actually made some move back then, right? But there's a spike today to $16 from nothing. Okay, God knows why. This looks like this some kind of manipulation. Some chat group somewhere tell everybody go buy right now, and boom, all the way 7,000, 8,000%, and they're still buying. You know what this is gonna happen here, right? They're gonna pull everything out, and somebody's gonna lose money, right? But hey, scare money, right? Don't make money. Well, scared money, if you look at gambling very well, is actually behind gambling is actually fear. Okay, the fear of losing out, right? FOLO, the fear of losing out, right? The fear of losing out is what makes people gamble. Okay, so because you know how to gamble doesn't mean you're not scared. It actually means you're scared of losing out, and that's how you're going to lose out, because what you fear you're going to attract. Okay, especially that you're operating out of emotions. Okay, so if you look at what I just did, I just dragged and it expands, and I can see the moves. All this sharp moves right here is called volatility. You should not be playing in this kind of arena at all. You should not be feeling sorry for losing out here, okay? Because somebody's going to lose some serious money here, okay? All right, so now, is it possible for someone to make money here? Yeah, sure, sure. But again, the idea here is that if you don't like gambling, then don't play this kind of game. Just don't. Okay, over a 1 year period, you can click back to 1 year. You can see here that this thing has been playing between $0 and 2. So today all of a sudden is at $17. Okay, could have been a news that broke out. You can also look at announcements here to see if there's a news that broke out. Bottom line is I don't care because it's outside of the system that I've created for myself. And if you look at people that are successful, they have a system for themselves. They don't budge. They could be telling them that something is happening on the other side and it's beautiful. You should come take a look. They don't care because they have a system that they follow. Okay, so that's why I say, number one, exit first. Have a strategy to exit, because you know your signals are saying buy, but at what point do you want to get out of the trade, right? At what point is it too early to get out of the trade, right? At what point is it too late to get out of the trade? Well, usually when it's too late to get out of the trade, you can see because it's already tanked, you lost money, right? But sometimes it's a bit too early, right? And if you understand anything about trading, an average trade you make is not going to make money. But there's one trade that you're going to make that's going to rally, that's going to go crazy, and that's going to swallow all the losses you've had, right? And to come out too early in that trade will be a solid mistake. That's why you want to exit first. So we'll call it exit first because we want you to know exactly where do you want to go? Where do you want this to get to? Do you want this to get to $25 before you get out of the trade? Or you want it to get to $30? You want to mark that down before you buy the asset. Okay? You want to mark that down before you buy the asset. Does that make sense? So number one rule, exit first. Number two, create 5 signals, yes or no signals, right? 3 of those. Okay, so the third one will be 3 of your 5 signals must say yes before you buy. That does not mean that it's going to be a win. It just means you have a system in place and you're going to find a nice winner. Okay, so now let's look at what those signals should be, right? What should the signals be? I'm giving you ideas. You can just let your brain go wild. Okay, so instead of just waiting for someone to throw another ICO idea at you, another best coin to buy today, what's the coin you guys are looking at today? And they say, hey, just make sure you read. I see people all the time in the group, they say, hey, make sure you read on it, go watch your YouTube video. Like, really? Watch YouTube video? I know I'm creating a YouTube video here, but stop. Okay, don't go watch YouTube video just like that. You need to know how to analyze this. You need to know how to do technical analysis before you buy these things. Okay, and what I'm sharing with you right now actually has nothing to do with if Janus is a good company or good technology at all. It's purely technical. Okay, so let's go back to here. Let me show you. So we're still on CoinMarketCap, right? Here's some signals. Okay, here's some signals you can look at. So if you're looking for a nice move and you want to day trade a very nice move, okay, here's an idea I can give you. Okay, you see where it says trending? It says recently had it. Okay, and you can see gainers and losers. Okay, so I will click recently added. Okay, if it's recently added, you can make that a signal. Okay, if it's recently added, according to this list, means within the last 30 days. That's what this list means. Okay, so you want it to be recently had it. Okay, why? Because it's free. You're looking for a nice move. You're not looking at the long term. You're not using my strategy now. Okay, this is hypothetically. You you're insisting that you want to make some serious money with some of these big moves, right? Right, that's the whole point here. You're saying I want to make some serious, I want to, like, for example, okay, we just went to recently had it, right? So there's a list of about 30 here. I think not 30, but in the last 30 days there's a list here of everything that was had in the last 30 days, right? So if I click on this column header, we call this the column header of 24 hours, right? You can see from top to bottom which one make the biggest gain in the last 24 hours. Okay, so HTML coin made a 74% gain, right, in the last 24 hours. Okay, is that a good thing? If you're a day trader, that's a good thing, right? Now, how would you know yesterday that this was going to make this move in the last 24 hours? Now, that would be the question, because already it's too late. It's already made this move, and this, you should be exiting. If you have a 30 to 50% increase in any given day, you should be exiting out of the, you should exit. So that could be your exit first. You could say my exit signal, okay, your exit signal needs to be one of the 5 signals, right? My exit signal is a 30 to 35% or 50, just pick one. Once it makes that move, don't think any further. Don't say, hey, let me get a little bit more greedy. Just exit the trade and wait for the next run. Okay. Strictly numbers. We're talking strictly numbers now. This is how you day trade. 5 signals. The first signal, okay, first signal is your exit signal. You write that down. You say, my exit signal is, my exit signal, well, the exit signal is outside of the 5. Sorry, the exit signal is outside of the 5. The exit is you exiting first. You say, once it makes this move, I'm going to be out, right? But it's not part of your buying signal, okay? But there's one buying signal that relates to it. I'm going to show you in a minute here, okay? But this ones are a bit too late, right? These ones are too late. Already made the move, already made big moves, right? But let me click that column header again. I'm going to click it again. Okay, so we can see the one that are losing. So these ones I've lost about 32%. Okay, 32% in the last 24 hours, but it was newly added. So somebody is pulling money out of all this, right? Somebody's pulling money out. So there's one rule to business in general. You never want to be the first and you don't want to be the last. Okay. Why? Because, for obvious reasons, you don't want to be the first, you don't want to be the last. Okay, you want to be somewhere in the, that's why they call it sweet spot. You want to be in the sweet spot, somewhere in the middle, right? So what's the middle between 32 and 74% run? What's the middle here? First of all, the one you're going to be buying needs to be in the red. Today, it needs to be in the red. Everybody should be avoiding it today, the one that you want to buy. Okay, so that's a signal. Okay, so remember, first signal, recently had it, right? The second signal needs to be in the red. It needs to be in the red. So you need to be looking at this ones. So everybody is exiting out of it, because when everybody is running from it, that's where you want to be buying. Okay, this is hypothetically. There are so many other things you can play around with in this drop down menus. Okay, there's so many other things you can look at. There's global charts here, historical. There's a lot more you can play around with. And the better you are with these numbers, the better off you're going to be. Your signals are going to be. Okay, but as you can see, based on this column header here, this one made a 74% move today. It's too late to be buying it. Okay, anything in the green today with double digits is already too late to be buying it. Now for Coin Lancer, could you be buying this? Yeah, sure. Okay, so now those are two signals. Okay, uh trending newly added, right? Trending newly added. And then the second is it needs to be in the red. Okay, so let me give you a third. Okay, a third signal could be, okay, these are not my rules, I'm not trading this, I'm just sharing with you how you could come up with signals if you want to, if you absolutely feel like you have enough money to lose in fees and all this and a lot of wrong trades, but you're looking for a nice move like a 74% move, right, from a brand new. So the fact that this was newly, remember, this is newly added, is one signal. In the red is another signal, right? So a third signal, let's look at a third signal, market cap, okay? So I'm going to click on market cap. You need the market cap to be high, okay? Not all the way to the top, right? But you need it to be in a sweet spot. If there's no money in the underlying asset, then your money is pretty much, you're the butt of the joke. Does that make sense? You want some money to be in the underlying asset, okay? You don't need it to be 800 million, but it could be somewhere in the sweet spot in the middle somewhere, okay? So based on this list right now, this one has 49 million in it already. That's some money that's moving around. And this one has a double-digit loss. So if I was to day trade here right now, this is a 3 yeses right now for me. This is a 3 yes signals, okay? This is 3 yes signals. So if I was to buy, I just found a very nice one to buy. It's in a double-digit loss, okay, in a 24 hours period, and it has it has 49 million dollars in it, and then it's on the newly added, right? So if I was to buy anything today, I would buy this. Okay, now does that mean it's going to win? Does that mean this money cannot evaporate all completely? Yeah, this money can evaporate completely. Okay, it can, because the market is just that volatile. And of course, you're dealing with a not so established company. Now, if I was to look for more signals, right? So I already found 3 signals that says buy. Remember, I like to look at 5 signals, right? So you can already buy now, because again, it's the level of gambling, but with the system. Okay, it's better than just gambling blindly, right? If I open this, right, I can read up a little bit more on it, right, and see what kind of announcements. Okay, I can go through here the website and see what kind of announcements. So my fourth and my fifth signal will be the website to see what this technology is about, to see if there's something solid behind it. Like for example, I posted a news today. A company, they can't find the CEO, it disappeared since October, right? There are scenarios like that going on out there, right? You want to make sure you're not buying something that has a CEO disappeared for the past 3 months, right? So that will be, so here you go. You can read more about the technology here. The first hotel booking and vacation rental marketplace with 0% commissions. There you go. So that's what this is about. Okay. That's what this is about. If that intrigues, if that kind of blockchain or the technology behind the blockchain powered marketplace and technology where for hotels and stuff, if that intrigues you, if that's something that you feel like, oh, that makes sense, you want to read more on it, there's a white paper here, right? Sure. But as a day trader, the first thing you should be looking at is numbers, okay? Not white paper. I saw people say, hey, go look at the white paper if it makes sense. No, no. White paper is last, okay? It's the fourth anything. As a matter of fact, I'll rather not use it as a signal. I'll use it as a plus, okay? Personally, I'll rather not use it as a signal. There are many other tools here that you can use as signal. You can start looking at the charts, right? But let me look at announcement first. Let's see if there's anything on the announcement thing here. Okay, some announcement. Thank you for assisting with the announcement. Hello, everyone. Blockchain.co. So you can read up more on here, right? So they're doing a pre-sale, blah, blah, blah. This was on September 29th when they did this, right? So this would be a nice one to buy. It's having a bad day today, right? Now let's look at the charts down here. Look at what the chart is doing. As you can see, there are more signals here. Look at this, okay? There are two more signals I'm looking at here right now. So I always look at the 1 year. I like looking at the 1 year better, okay? And you can see it defaults to 1 year, okay? I also look at 1 year, okay? It gives you a midterm type of movement. You can see what it's doing in the last 1 year, right? So it came from what? It came from almost $0, right? In the last few months, went up to $6. So this is actually trading at about $2.68 right now, blockchain, right? Again, this, once you create a system for yourself, it will take you, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes to look at it closely and say, okay, I want to buy. Okay. Okay, I want to buy. Okay. But then the question is, where's your exit? Okay. So before I buy, I need to find out what my exit is. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this right now. Okay. I don't know how to use this. I don't know if they say you can actually use the tools here yet. I'll figure it out eventually. But I'm going to drag this out so I can see it clearly. Okay. So from what I'm looking at here, there's a nice deep here. Okay. There's a nice deep right here. That's pretty much acting like a very nice support. Okay. So if I drag this out, but this is dragged out over just hours now. Okay. So that's not good enough. I'm going to go back to 1 year. Okay. And I'm going to drag out like this. I like looking at it more on the long term. Okay. So it's this nice deep right here. It's not acting like a support. It actually means like in a downward trend. Okay. But it looks like it's just a deep, because you can see it's almost like a support that's forming right there. If you don't know what support and resistance are, you should not be day trading. Okay. You can go Google resistance and support. Okay. So when it comes to technical analysis of stocks or assets, you need to know what resistance and supports are if you're going to day trade. If you don't know what those are, you should run with your money and don't ever day trade ever. Okay? Ever. Don't do it. You will lose money. Okay? So you want a nice support to form before you come in. Okay? And the move from this here, if a support means that it curves like that and it's not trying to go below that line. Okay, so let me show you what a support looks like. Let me click on 1 year chart again. Okay, you see right here there's a curve, right? And then it was lingering around here for a few days, right? And that's a support right there. As you see over here at the top, it hit this top and then it went back down. At the top where it hit that top is called a resistance. That means it's not going above it. It won't let it go above it. If it doesn't break this resistance, you can assume that it's still going to come back down. So sometimes you're gonna say it tests resistance. That means it comes back and it touches that resistance and it comes back down. If it tests the resistance 2 or 3 times and it goes above that line, that means it's gonna rally. And my prediction will typically be the same length from the last support, which is here, to the resistance. That will be the next move that I will predict, and my exit will be exactly that. So if a nice support forms here, okay, I'm gonna assume that, like right here, sorry, I need to look at the orange one, right? I'm not even sure what okay, the orange is the price. There you go. So if a nice support, this is a downward trend right here, okay? So I'm gonna wait for a support to form here, okay? If a support forms here, right? So right now, this signal right here fails, okay? Because this is not a support, it's going in a downward trend, and I will not, because it already passed 3 signals in the past, I will not buy. Again, you can bend rules, but just make sure you have signals that you're looking at, okay? But this is a major signal right here. It's going a downward trend. Why would I want to buy it, okay? I want it to form a support, kind of like here. I want it to form a support before I buy. If it forms a support, that's going to be a signal to me that, okay, this thing is strong. People are believing in it. People still have some confidence in it, right? But in this direction that it's going right now, somebody is selling off. You see that they're selling off or they're losing confidence in it, okay? And that's a negative signal for me to buy. One right there. The other signal you want to look at is the volume, market cap. You see this volume is going up here. If it's going up, it's a buy signal, okay? But it's going up, it's a yes, okay? It's a yes, but then this one is a no, okay? But I have like 3 other yeses before I came on the chart, right? If this was my only choice and I really want to buy something today, and knowing that blockchain is going up anyway, and I already like the blockchain as a technology itself, okay, I probably would buy it wrong in a short to mid term, but I like to see, this is a major critical signal right here. So how you weigh all your signals matters too, okay? You want to make sure you weigh, have 5 signals, right? They can weigh differently, okay? For example, a downward trend is a major signal for me, and if it's a no, I probably will just go to hell, okay? But these are some of the things. So again, okay, make sure 3 of them are saying yes. Have 1 or 2 of them that's really, really a strong signal for you that must say yes for you before you can buy. If that sounds too much like work for you, you're right. It is work to day trade, okay? And it's skills, and it gets better with time. And before it gets better, you may lose some money too, okay? Which is why I tell you to stick the simple, diversify across the coins. It's so early in the game. You're gonna make a lot of money anyway. I'm already 40% up, and it's gonna continue to go up. Okay, eventually it's gonna go up. Okay, and money, the investment is money that I don't care for much. Okay, so I like to say much because I care for all money, right? So hopefully this was a good enlightenment for you today. Pay attention, okay? This hype videos, when I see enough hype like that, it means you run. I'm speaking from experience, okay? When there's a hype around something, it typically means you should, okay, pay attention at least. Something could be wrong, because typically a average human being is going to be wrong when it comes to stock market. The house always win. It's just the way it's set up, okay? The money is going to, majority of the money is going to go to a top 3%, top 1, 2, 3%. And if you're in the top 10%, you're still winning here, but you're not going to be in the top 10% if you're approaching the market like a blind person. You have no signals, you have no strategy, you're just calling out names. Like stop, okay? Or you could call out names if that's what you do, but don't listen. If you're the person that's listening to people calling out names, be careful. People are literally calling out names out of their ass, and they're calling it out. They see it on another group chat somewhere, they call it out. They see it somewhere, they call it out. They see it on the news, they call it out. Okay, so I would be very, very, very careful. So let me make sure that I have answered a lot of the question here to that I wanted to make sure I answer, because there's a couple of questions. So, are we doing scared money here? You could label it whatever you want to label it. It's called strategy. Okay. My point is to make sure you have a strategy. Okay. So you could label it whatever you want. Okay. But my point is that you need to have a strategy. About 8 weeks ago, I decided to go all in. What does that mean? Well, I already talked about that. Should you be investing long term? Yes. The answer is yes. Should you be trading? That answer belongs to you. Are you willing to learn how to properly day trade a freaking asset? If you're not willing to put that energy in and you're not willing to lose money, because you're going to lose money before you make money, then don't. Okay. For an average person, you should avoid absolutely trading. If you're buying and dumping before the next 5, 10 years, you're trading, and you're trading if you're not a professional trader already. Okay. So is there such a thing as scared money? You can label it whatever you want. Okay, doesn't matter to me. Bottom line is that I follow the rules. Don't lose money. Okay. Second rule is obey rule number one. Okay. But I created 7 rules for myself here, and that's 7 rules in the last 7 weeks. I showed you already is 42% up. Okay. And there's no getting rich quick. Okay. This is something that's just $100 a week. Okay, 7 weeks, $100 a week. So 7 to 8 weeks. That's why it's showing 814, right? And simply, just follow, just create my rules, but make sure you have a rule, your own personal rules and strategy to approach this market. If you don't have rules and strategy you're following, you are going to lose money. I can put money on it. You're already losing money. Do the math. You're already losing money right now. Okay. And you're losing a whole lot more than you can afford to, but it'll be too late before you count and you find out that you're losing money. Okay. So I want you, please follow a strategy, have a strategy. If you don't have one, you can adopt mine. Okay, you can simply go to allattalks.com/bitcoins and you can see the way I do this here. As a matter of fact, there was a third bullet point here last week. I got to be all the way honest with you. Point that was here last week about using business, about building a team around it and all that stuff. Crashed last week. Okay, because again, they're speculating, they're promising people money. Some people are starting, people can be dumb sometimes. They start to believe in daily guaranteed returns. There's no such thing. Nobody guarantees nothing in life, period. Point blank, period. You're not guaranteed you're going to wake up tomorrow. So stop. Okay. But people do. So those companies are now, they cannot operate in the United States anymore, right? But there were a couple of replacements that came on my table because I'm a top marketer in the internet marketing arena. So I've been approached with a couple more after that, but I said no. We're gonna keep it simple, okay? We're gonna keep it simple, diversify across time, diversify across the top. The top. This is what I mean by the top market right here. I'm gonna share one more strategy here with you. If you go here, all market, right? Okay, the top market right here, the top 10 here, we have Bitcoins, Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, right? Cardano, I think this is Numero, they call it. NEM, Litecoin, Stellar, IOTA, EOS. I will not be buying anything personally. I'm not buying anything outside of here. Okay, outside of the top 10. Why? Because hey, all the money is in there. A billion. This is how much is this? Uh, how much is this? How much do you call this? 240 billion? Yeah, I guess 240 billion, right? 125 here, 81 here. All the money is here. That means even if you want to offload, you can offload easily because there's money moving in it, right? And in the long run, these ones are going to be around. And the reason why you want to diversify across them is because we don't know which one is going to be around. Some of this may crash, just like some companies, some .com companies crashed in the early 2000s. Some of them may crash to zero. But if you diversify, the upside is going to be so much higher. So you're going to be fine. Plus, if you diversify over time, it doesn't matter. This is just money that you're supposed to save anyway, that you probably going to spend on candy anyway, right? So you can buy any one of this. Now, there was a strategy that came to mind for me over the past few days. So on Coinbase, there's Bitcoin Cash, there's Ethereum, there's Litecoin, and those are the 4 that I'm buying right now, period, right? Um, you know, because they're on Coinbase. Well, I was like, you know what? Let me look at the top 10, right? The top 10 and see which one. So because Ripple is in the third place as far as market cap is concerned, it's about $2.11 right now, which is a bargain. Consider where it was last week. It was $3. It was at $3 or so, $2.68 or something like that. I was like, oh, let me go to Binance, another exchange, or let me buy $100 worth of Ripple, which I may, you know, but I'm not gonna buy every week, you know. But the strategy behind that was simply because market cap is high. Okay, it's a lot of money in it, and then everybody is talking about the technology behind it too, right? And if I open this, if I want to do a couple more research on it, right? In the last 24 hours, it's 8.05%, right? And if I go here, you can see the spikes to $3.20, here to $3. And you can see all types of movements here, right? So now it's at this level. I think it's tested $3 two times. I think buying at $2.11 would be a good situation. You know, I could buy $100 worth and just leave it. And then once it comes onto Coinbase, I can start buying more too. You know, if I want to buy, if I still believe in buying more, I can still buy more at that time. But it's completely outside of my rules. So some people could have said, "Oh yeah, but you missed out. Or you should have bought it when it was 20 cents." No, I didn't miss out. I don't lose money that I didn't spend, okay? Or I don't lose money that was never mine, okay? And if you want to start counting how much money I've lost in that sense, I mean, like, we're gonna be here till next year, right? So you don't want to be doing, that's not a strategy. You could have missed out. It's not a strategy. Fear should not be strategy. Fear of losing out should not be your strategy. That's my point in all that rant I just made. Okay. That's my point. Fear of losing out, fear of missing out should not be your strategy. That's not a strategy. As a matter of fact, fear is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. You need to have a strategy. Okay. Let's see here. There was something else I wanted to, I wanted to do a quick prediction before I leave you guys for the night. At Bitcoins, $14,000. Straight at $14,000 in the last. Let me see if it's better to look at it here on CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap, how's that? Uh, okay, let's see here. Okay, so here CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin right here, 1 year chart. Okay, so here's my 1 year chart. Okay, it's way better to look at like this. All right, so you can see obviously the activity over the past few months. I bought at around $8,000 in November 27, and it went up and is now hanging out around $15,000. Okay, so I want to predict a move for this based on this 1 year chart. I'm just going to expand this out. Boom, this is better. Oh man, it's nice. So what I'm seeing here is that 1,000 is testing. Okay, so I see like an upward trend here. I don't want to do that. 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 I don't want it to. Sorry, that's the do. I'm gonna go back again. All right, and do this. There you go. No, 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 no. 1 year. 1 year. There you go. You know, I'll do this again. Am I on a 1 year chart? Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see here. Let me click that again. Am I still on Bitcoins here? Okay. Okay, so right now it's not trading. Okay, I know why. I see why. This is why. I didn't see to the end. There you go. Aha. All right, so I'm gonna expand this out. So coming lower and lower. The support is kind of see this pattern right here in stock market. The resistance, that means the top, when it hit the top of the mountain, is coming lower and lower. The support is kind of like at the same level, okay? And the price is the green line. So the market cap is the blue line, right? So it's testing the support, okay? But the resistance is coming down lower and lower. Okay, but not that weak because the support is not. But if it breaks below, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? Below I'm gonna look at it right now. If it breaks below $12,000, okay. If this breaks below, so the support here and lower, the support here is $12,000. That's I'm looking at. It's about 12,000. It's actually more like 13. Yeah, that's 13. Actually 13. So 13 right there, but it was low here at 12,600. Okay, so there was a support at 12,600 here. So this support that's forming here is 13,565. Okay, so there's a higher support that's forming here. Okay, so it's kind of like lower resistance but higher and higher support. It's gonna merge. Once it merges, okay, I wish I could draw a line here, but let's see what tool says. Oh no, it took me outside. Guys, took me outside. I gotta do the line again. Okay, we're back here. Cool. All right. So it's merging. It's creating like it's converging. Okay, it's creating like I forgot what they call the pattern, but this pattern here is converging. Once it wherever it breaks to, once it converges, a deep of this length, right here, this length of 16 to 24. What's that? No. Sorry, the green line. We gotta look at the green line. Okay, so from here, the biggest length here is 14. Here is 19, 5,000. So if it dips below, I'm going to predict it right now. If it dips below $13,000, this can actually go as low as 8,000. That's my prediction. Okay, but it can take the same distance of time. So this was since December 1st, around December, around yeah, around early December or mid December. Okay, so mid-December to now is about 1 month. It may take 1 month. Okay, so in the next 1 week or so, if this dips below 13, I'm going to say right now, if it dips below 13, it can dive down to somewhere between 8 and 10. Okay, if it's 10, above 10 is because Bitcoins is a monster. Because if people believe in Bitcoins because it's pretty much it's the Google of blockchain, right? So nobody wants anything bad to happen to Bitcoins. People are holding a lot of position in Bitcoins and they're not trying to sell. A lot of people are holding for long term. So that will be a reason why it will not crash. Okay. But if it weakens any further, okay, it can go as low as $8,000. So that's my prediction on Bitcoins. Okay. Now let's go back to if it goes higher. Sorry, I forgot to say that if it breaks above the converging, if it breaks above the converging, and it can go as high as 5,000 as well too. So it can go up to 18 or $19,000. So it depends on what direction it breaks to, because again the resistance is coming down, the support is going up, so it's very unpredictable. It depends on where it breaks to. So if it breaks to the top, if it breaks above by any 500 movement, like if it breaks above 14.5, you can expect that it's going to go up to $19,000 again, possibly above $20,000. So it can go either direction. That's my point. Okay, and so I'm not predicting either direction because it's converging. Let me show it again. Let me show you again. Let me show you again, guys. Let me show you again. It's interesting stuff here. Interesting pattern to actually behold. As you can see, this is very weak. 5.98, very weak considering it's been weak, right? All right, so I'm going to drag this again. Drag this out. So again, the resistance is converging with the support. Support is going higher, resistance is going lower. So it's going to get here and it's going to break in one direction. I wish I could show you a line, right? If I could show you a line, that would be best. I'm going to find our charting tool. I'm going to find one, okay? If it breaks above, then it's going to go as high as possible to $24,000, okay? If it breaks below, it can go as low as $8,000. That's what that means. So let's go back to the other ones, okay? So let's go to Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is trading at 1,292. If you've been following me, this came all the way from, let's look at where it came from. So the first one that I bought was the first Ethereum. Let's go look at account. Ethereum, the first Ethereum that I bought was at The first one was at 370. There you go. It was at 370. Okay. So it was at 370, and right now it's trading at 1,292. Nice move, right? So let's look at this. Okay, this is a more of a monster chart here. There's a lot of movement going on here. But believe it or not, it's kind of not similar. I won't say it's similar. This is 1 year chart. I'm gonna zoom in on the last 3 months. All right, so Ethereum is going up. It just tested a support. This is gonna keep going up, guys. Okay, so this is gonna make another move. Yeah, this is gonna touch 1500 before it comes back down again. Okay, that's my prediction. It's gonna touch because again, there's a higher support, higher resistance, higher support, higher resistance. It's pretty much going in. I forgot what they call this pattern. It's like a tube. It's going up in a tube. It's just zigzagging up, right? It's a big zigzag, but it's going up, right? But that's the trend that you're looking at clearly, and you can see on the straight line too, from all the way from December, it's been going up. Okay, and it was kind of stagnant in early December, and everybody was doubting it. And I told them when it tested when it tested 270 or something like that, or 300, the second time I was like, okay, this is about to break out. And then the breakout has been running for like 2 months straight right now, all the way to 1200. So I can pat myself on the back here for a good prediction, right? Again, when you do technical analysis, see things a lot better. Okay. I know some of you may want me to do Ripple, even though I don't buy Ripple yet. But there's no patterns on this chart. I'm sorry. Okay. This is just speculators. Okay. A bunch of speculators. There's a nice support forming right there, though. There's a nice support forming right here. If you want to buy, this is a very nice deep to buy right now. It just tested $1.60, right? It tested $1.60, and I think it's gonna move. It's going back to $3. Yeah, because this support is pretty strong. It tested the support almost twice or 3 times, almost like 3 times, very roughly, but almost 3 times. That $1.60 support is going back to $3. So if you're looking for short-term moves right here, this is probably it, but don't quote me on it. But again, I can't really see much trend outside of just a bunch of speculators. This is probably a pattern right here by professional advanced traders. I think it's a pattern, but I just don't recall what it is, and I don't know what to make out of it. Considering that there's a lot of volume in this, that's just speculator as well too. Okay, so let's go to Bitcoin Cash, which I am buying now. I started buying once it came on, and on that same day when it came on, there was a craziness that went down. Yeah, you should buy. But I was like, yeah. Well, we couldn't buy because they blocked it for like 24 hours too. Well, I don't care about things like that because I have a strategy, because it doesn't matter. If you have a strategy, it's always the right time to buy, it's always the right time to sell. Have strategy and you have rules that you follow, right? It's always the right time to buy, it's always the right time to sell, as long as it obey your rules and your signals, right? See here, yeah, it's nice support forming here too. So this is probably a better look at what's going on with Bitcoin, because this one is mimicking Bitcoin quite a bit, but it's a support forming around here, around 2400. What is it trading right now? 26. So yeah, so it's already rallying off of that support of 2400. It's already rallying off of it. So there's a lower resistance here. Okay, there's a resistance from here, which was around 3005. There's another resistance here at 2700 or so, 2800. All right, so yeah, until further notice, until it actually converges, because it looks like it's converging with a higher support and higher, just like the Bitcoins I showed earlier. So it's probably going to break out again, probably going to break out and then make another move, another rally to 3500. I think Bitcoin will probably, because of this, because this is kind of mimicking that one, going to make a move to, all right, I'm thinking, I think it's going for 30. It's going for, no, definitely not 30 something hundred. Yeah, I think it's probably gonna go to, I think it's done. It needs to converge. It needs to break out. It's gonna break in either direction, just like Bitcoins. Okay, because I'm looking at this. This was a lower resistance from this. It's another lower resistance right here. Let me blow it up so you can see what I'm saying. Okay. Okay. This is a lower resistance, slightly lower resistance, another low resistance, okay, lower resistance, okay. So, and higher support. So it's kind of like forming like a, so it's going to break in either direction. I think it's going to break up. Okay, it's going to break up and go to probably 3,000. Okay, it's probably going to go back to where it was here. Okay, $3,000. So that's my prediction, 3,000 on that. Unless there's a very bad news that comes out, and then everything will a few weeks. Okay. Let's see here. Let me go here. So I need to look at Litecoin. I'm not gonna look at because the Litecoin is buying. That's what I'm buying. Litecoin has been, it's been kind of like slow. Let's see what is going on because it rallied all the way to 350, which I predicted. It rallied all the way to 350. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Okay, so yeah, it was testing. It was testing that $100 mark when I predicted that it's about to break out, and that's exactly what happened. It was around mid-December. I don't recall exactly, but it's in one of my videos. You will see there, and it broke out, boom, then went all the way to like 315, and then settled back down. So it's acting like the same thing like Bitcoin. It's lower and lower resistance. There was a lower resistance. There's a higher resistance here than the previous resistance, though. But there's the same support here. Support. But this support, okay, there's a support off of, there's a nice support that just formed. I'm going to call this 240 line a nice support. Okay, this 240 line is a support. Okay, if this breaks above 250, it's going to rally all the way above 300 again. That's going to happen within the next, before the next 2 weeks. Okay, it's going to rally to 300 and above 300 in the next 2 weeks. Okay, because of this here, I'm not sure if it to break above 320. Okay, it did 350, which was around December, ending of December, so it can still rally back up there. But again, the volatility out here can do anything. Okay, plus in this. Okay, a lot of money in there. All right, so hopefully, let me do a quick recap for you guys. All right, so hanging out with me. I don't know who you are, but thank you for hanging out with me. That's a lot of fun. I like doing this, but I also like pre-doing my videos and stuff. But I like the fact that we've done like 2 weeks ago before we came back again. There was a lot to talk about. I didn't really go into the news today. The only thing you see in the news is you say things like Warren Buffett say, "Oh, it's going to be catastrophic." Some people say, "Oh, yeah." Warren Buffett is saying that because it is going to be catastrophic. People are going to lose money. Cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is going anywhere. People are going to lose money because they don't have strategies. Okay, they're gambling. That's why they're going to lose money, and that's what he's talking about. That's what I can hear him talking about. Like those people are going to lose money. It's going to be nasty. Okay, so and some CEOs of ICOs are already disappearing and things like that. So unless it's I wouldn't tread in the, just avoid, I mean, all the new ICOs coming out and all this stuff. If you're not if you're not trying to be a professional trader, if you know you don't have 10 hours a day to be looking at the market, just play safe. Okay, call it play safe. Okay, but get rich for sure, as opposed to trying to get rich quick. Get rich for sure. How about that? Right, then trying to get rich quick. That's because such thing doesn't exist anyway. I'm talking like this because I have a 10 years experience as an entrepreneur under my belt. I'm not talking out of my ass. I'm not talking common sense. This is stuff I've experienced. I've lost money, I've made money, I've lost money, and I gotten burnt, and I know how to, and some people call it playing safe. I call it assessing your risk. Understanding that there is risk, but you have to assess your risk, right? So it's gonna be here for a long time with cryptocurrency. Yes. It's so early. It's only the second wave. And I do encourage you to take advantage of it. But please, whatever you do, approach the market. And there are gurus popping out all over the place. Spots, right? There's nothing I share with you in my rules that's really brand new at the end of the day. Everybody know that you're supposed to diversify, especially if it's not something you do for a daily living, right? Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows you're supposed assess your risk. Everybody knows that you're supposed to leverage. I'm just leveraging it, right? Nothing new about that, but you're gonna find people throwing ICO names at you like they're experts. Yeah, sad. So my smile right now is not even like I'm smiling. It's not funny because people are gonna lose serious money, and you're gonna be my witness. Is going to be my witness because hopefully these videos will be on here for a long time. It's documented when we did this right now. So thank you so much. I'm showing you results 40% up in 7 weeks. If that's all you're doing, you just keep doing steadily like that with all the volatility. You're safe from volatility. You don't wake up looking at your app every morning because you're scared because you dump money in there. I mean, you can sleep at night, right? So thank you. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated, and I will see you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release brand new videos about real estate investing, marketing, virtually 3 to 5 times a week at least. So subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Share this video with other people. Share what I said here with other people that you think may be getting into trouble right now. Share this video with them. Okay, share this, everything I'm saying here makes sense, and you know it makes sense. So share it with them. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.